Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, season 9, episode 6. We're in the drama. I don't know how many episodes we get, but we're in some
I
drama,
know.
so I hope it doesn't end.
With live episodes, you don't know where it's gonna peak. Like how long are we gonna be here for?
I know. Well, before we get started, be sure to check out our other podcasts. We have Summer is Fun, which is now Winter is Fun because Winter House is live. We also have One Season Wonders, which is like the funniest show we do. So check it out. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We have nothing new. Last time I checked, which was this morning, but I'll check again while I talk.
Throw us a bone, people.
I know, like we're not that bad where you just fully ignore us. Like we're bad, but we're not like that bad. Join our Facebook group. It's the same name as the podcast. Follow us on Instagram if you want to get a little involved at Vanderpasta.
There is both things happening for the show and also real life events that there's a lot of stories and I love it. I love watching our own stories. So come get involved.
So fun. Also join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For the mere price of $1 a month, you get access to any episodes that we record early. So that is when we don't have 2 live seasons or even 1 live season running. We will go back.
Half of season 4 up there for you to listen.
That's true. And you know what else you could get if you do it right now? We record Winter House like 5 days early, 4 days early. So you'll get that early.
A bit much, but yeah.
You'll get 4 days early, and for Vanderpump, you'll get it 12 hours in advance. So, yeah, or something like that.
Join us quicker.
Also, for the mere price of $1 a month, you get access to our pre-shows. So that's where Meredith and I just talked.
They are lengthy these days because there's so much going on.
We have so much
in a good way. Like there is good content on there. You get the biggest bang for your buck.
You get the best of our world. Make it into a Hannah Montana song. Okay, for $2 a month, you get access to our after shows that we do when we go back and watch old episodes. So that is done right now. And mainly they were big in COVID because there were no live episodes and we needed to talk about Bravo news. So that's
there was a lot of Bravo baby, like Vanderpump babies.
So many babies everywhere.
So
also we will say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Gina, Jackie, Kelsey, Mariah, Tracy, and Zoe. Woohoo! And then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get the ability to ask us questions or give us your thoughts for our live shows. I posted. The only person to respond so far was Meredith's dad, and it was nothing Bravo related. So we will maybe save his questions for the end.
Every time you say Meredith's dad, it makes me feel like the biggest loser.
Why? Meredith's dad supports them. My parents don't support us. They still think I'm dumb for doing this.
Hanging out with us.
And then you also will be entered to be our patron of the episode. So this episode, I'm going to pick Dustin.
Woohoo! Dustin. You know what? Actually, this is something I need to mention, and I haven't discussed with you, so this is just off the cuff. But last year we did presents for our patron Jackie.
You're right.
So we're coming up on the holidays. This is a time to join because
we might send you a present.
I'm thinking we need to do another round.
We'll ask your dad what he would like, and then we'll send that out. No, but it has to be Bravo related.
Is his present.
It has to be Bravo related.
We will have a tiered present. So $5 we'll get the best presents.
You know what?
Last year we got Jackie a wine glass, didn't we?
Right. I think
that was so good
because I really wanted that wine glass and we didn't buy it for ourselves, and I'm still mad.
We meant to. I think we meant to,
and we never did. Okay, but actually, speaking of presents, your dad asks, what is one of the best presents we've ever given or received? He asked us 3 questions. This is just one. Well, Chris. Your patron donation is the best present I've ever received. And my worst present? Is there a bad present? One time I was bad and my parents gave me socks for Christmas.
Oh my God.
But I deserved it.
My worst present is actually from my dad. He got me this
I almost spit out my drink.
Cardinals skirt that matches the shorts he has. Yeah. And he got it for my mom, my sister, and I. He had sent me a picture of it like 2 months before Christmas and said, "Do you want this?" And I said, "Absolutely not. That is horrendous. I hate when you wear those shorts." This was like 2 years ago.
He bought you a skirt 2 years ago?
I'll send you a picture of it.
What are the Cardinals doing making skirts still?
It's so ugly, Alicia. I'll send you a picture. And I told him absolutely not, and he bought it.
Christopher, what are we doing?
He tells us that we're ungrateful.
My dad tells me all the time I'm ungrateful. I think it's a dad thing.
I don't know what my best present is because I pick out my own presents and I just send my parents links and I'm like, buy this for me.
Yeah, I don't think I have like.
You know what? Actually, my best present is when you bought me that cameo from James.
Yes.
I remember you being like, "Are you home yet? Can I send you a link?"
And you
were
like
link. So sketchy.
I was so excited.
I've never been so surprised.
I watched it and I was like, no one understands my excitement.
Oh my God, so good.
So good. It's on our Instagram if you guys want to go see it. But anyway, let's get into this episode.
Let's do it.
So previously on Vanderpump Rules, the Toms are opening a bar called Schwartz and Sandy's. Max and James got into a big fight because James took some workout pills. I'll never not laugh. We learned about Brock's family in Australia, and Lala outed Brock during lunch to Lisa about a domestic violence charge. Which, kind of thinking about it, was kind of bullshit a little bit. I get it.
Yeah, I'm ready to discuss it because I have some
wait
thoughts.
till the end because we got thoughts.
We got a lot to get through.
Okay, so Lala's house. Basically, Randall wants to have this poker night for the dudes because he wasn't able to make the American Boys poker boys night. Remember when we had American food? I'm gonna call it American Boys night.
Cheese whiz and McDonald's.
It's called American Boys night. So he's gonna put together a poker night, which was my favorite part of the episode. I can't wait.
Love this because I love how active Randall is in this show that he is planning activities to film.
10 out of 10.
Love this.
And he's known as Rebuy Randall because he has unlimited reentry. I thought they said ribeye at first. I had to watch this 3 times. It made no sense to me, and I had to watch it with captions.
No,
like, does this man just love ribeye?
I love the name drop of Khloe Kardashian later.
That's
in the episode.
later, and I screamed. We'll talk about it.
They showed this on, I'm pretty sure they showed this on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, the poker event that Khloe participated in, and Randall was there.
So Randall not only knows Mark Wahlberg, but he knows Khloe Kardashian.
He knows Khloe adjacently. I don't think he knows her like he knows Mark Wahlberg.
You know he's friends with Mark Wahlberg.
Okay. So, same with Jesse Metcalf.
Stop dropping my names for poker night. Cut this out. So Randall's gonna invite Brock because he doesn't want to leave Brock out, and then Lala drops the conversation with the restraining order and how Brock's got all these issues.
Which I thought Brock was there, or I'm sorry, I thought Randall was there whenever Brock talked to Lala.
Yeah, no, his ass dipped.
No, but the off camera version. I thought I assumed Randall was there. I didn't realize Randall legit left the event.
Randall was hanging out with his friend Khloe Kardashian and Mark Wahlberg. So he was busy. So then we go to Katie and Tom's house, and Katie is torn up about this domestic violence charge. Are we just going to forget about this?
Understand it, get over it.
He's not the same person anymore. We now hate him. She's like distraught. Schwartz has a good point. Like, yeah, but that's like between Sheena and Brock, and like Sheena knew about it.
Yes. So, I like Schwartz kind of playing devil's advocate of like, yeah, but Sheena did know this isn't like new information to her. There is a little bit more going on. Like, let's calm down, Katie.
And then Katie goes, but Lala was so shocked about it. And I was like, who the fuck cares about Lala's feelings in this situation?
Yeah.
I don't know. So then
Katie's a little overplaying this.
She always is. So then we go to James and Raquel's, And James gives a great play-by-play on Brock crying at American Boys Night.
It was so good.
And then James has my favorite quote where he says, you know what? Brock was probably younger when he had his kids than he is now. And I was like, yeah, math-wise, he probably was.
Well, he did say before that he was like, I don't understand like the timeline or like what's going on. But yeah,
younger
James,
than he is right now.
I would assume
that
he did not impregnate 2 women on 2 different continents at the same time
during a pandemic. So Raquel says her and Sheena are close, but life clearly isn't everything that Sheena portrays on her blog. And then cut to Sheena's house where we're on Sheena's blog. We're gonna cook some apple pies.
Glad you asked. We're gonna make some what are
apple
typical
pie.
blogger
Dutch or French? I was like,
comment below.
So Sheena knows that her track record isn't the greatest. And I think that shows some real self-reflection. But it sucks because she thinks Brock is the real deal. So she's been using YouTube and blogs to show a deeper insight in her relationship, the true version that's unedited except by her. So like, fuck you, Bravo. I love the shade at Bravo.
A few things here. One, I just realized this. It kind of seems like she's taking on the responsibility for Brock's bad narrative. And I don't really like that now that I'm thinking about that.
I don't either, but a lot of women, like, everyone's got to protect their man, as Lala says, you know?
Yeah, I think her group is more tuned into this because of things like her past.
Yeah, and I think Sheena's just trying to be like, he's my baby daddy at this point. So like, it's not just
done
I
and
can
over
break
with.
Up with him. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also, oh shoot. Oh, they never show Sheena's like podcast or vlog. So I'm kind of excited they're showing this for redemption for Sheena.
Finally, justice for Sheena.
Justice for Sheena.
Hashtag.
That's it.
Then we're back at Lala's house. Lala's telling Randall about how concerned she is and how Brock has some explaining to do. And I was like, not to you.
Yeah.
But it's fine. So, personally, I think Brock's okay with like explaining things. He doesn't seem like he has anything to hide yet.
He says, because it cuts back to like the vlogging day. He was like, I'm ready to explain if people have questions. I have nothing to hide. And I love that statement.
He doesn't have to explain anything to Sheena and maybe Sheena's parents.
But I love that he is ready to do it.
Yeah,
like he sees that her friends are worried and says, I see your concern. I'm here to make you feel comfortable because I know how much Sheena means to you. And I think that means a lot. And
I think Sheena means a lot to him. Like, I think he kind of, he loves I think Sheena comes with a lot of benefits of being famous, but I think he does love Sheena. I can say this because if I were to date a famous person, it would probably be the same thing. I love the benefits of you being famous.
100%.
But I don't know if I love you.
But I don't think I could stick around because there are cons of being famous. I'm not sure you would take the cons of it if you didn't love them.
Yeah, I'd want like a D level, maybe G level celebrity.
I'll take a Bravo celebrity, please.
I would take it. Yeah.
Order up. Ding ding.
Carl. Okay, so we're at the Tom Tom's new restaurant. We want to redo the ceiling and do all these crazy things. So we got
I have a question.
Yeah.
Because I had trouble with the labeling of all this. It's Tom and Tom's new restaurant, not Tom Tom. Correct?
Yeah.
It's not another Tom Tom. This is Tom and Tom's.
This is Schwartz
and Sandy. Okay. Yes.
So we have Greg here to help. I don't know if Greg is also involved in this bar.
I am so confused by this whole scene of who these people are, where we are at, because I even backed it up and I thought it said Tom Tom, not Tom and Tom.
No, this is definitely the acid on Get Grandma's restaurant. Okay. Greg, at first I thought was a contractor because they're like,
no, he's an investor. It said investor.
Okay. Well, I didn't see that because I'm dumb, but
it said Tom and Tom bar investor. So it was like towards the end.
Oh, maybe he's a Tom investor and they're trying to get him as part of the thing. I don't know. But basically Greg's here. He's going to give them some control that they don't have with Lisa. And I just want them to know they're 5% owners at Tom Tom. They deserve no control. So I agree. Don't understand.
Lisa's a freaking idol in the restaurant world. So why would your input mean anything? Like, why would you have controlling input? Like, you should have room to voice your thoughts.
I think the amount of control they had this episode with making a few drinks was exactly what 5% gives you.
Yes, I think they have room, because they're an investor at all. They have room to tell Lisa things, but you should trust her judgment.
Yeah.
Look at Tom Tom.
Sandoval wants colors, lights on the colors, illusion, seclusion, but also like a community interactive event. So now this is a theme park. And Greg is like, great, we love ideas, but let's get organized. What's the name?
Well, and like, let's have realistic ideas. Like, Sandoval says something about the Starry Night over in a booth, and Greg's like, well, every time you open the door, you won't be able to see that. So and he's like, well,
live animals, it'll be interactive. Like, no, shut the fuck up.
Let's put a step,
a literal restaurant
next to the booths. Like, that's a hazard
for your wait staff mainly. So yeah, Greg is basically like, what's the name? And they tell him Schwartz and Sandy's. So Greg asks if this is a different kind of deli.
Is somebody going to get pastrami here?
I lost my mind. So Greg's basically like, this isn't fun and games. This is real. We need to start building. You need to convince me of what you want, because we need a mission statement.
Yeah. Every day we're not open, is it more money out of our pocket? I'm like, thank you, real businessman. Thank you for
I think they thought Greg was going to be like, cool, Schwartz and Sandy high-end pastrami. No, sir. Greg is around. He's an investor.
I'm starting to realize, like, Sandoval has some like fun out of the box ideas, but he really needs somebody to rein him in. And that's kind of the benefit of Lisa, is being like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Because Schwartz ain't about to do it. That man, he doesn't know how to rein anything in.
Hell no.
Okay, so now we go to James and Raquel's apartment. Raquel's putting her fingers up in her nose.
Oh my God, we got this in the preview. I'm so mad that we got this in the preview, and this is so not.
It would have been so funny though. So basically, Raquel has always been really insecure about her nose. She got a nose job, and it didn't turn out how she wanted. It's actually lopsided. But her doctor prescribed exercises for her that she has to do 14 times a day, which is basically just picking her nose.
What? Well, she's like breathing, like she's clogging one and like breathing in and out. And I'm like, but
she's doing it so delicately. Like my ass,
she's doing it the exact way Raquel would do something. But I'm like, how is that going to shift your bones?
I have no idea. I've never had a nose job. Listen, I'm not thrilled about my nose, but nose jobs seem intense.
I'm not. I don't want this to come off as me shaming people who have plastic surgery, because like, your body, your choice, do whatever you want. However, this tells me never do anything like this, because like the percentage chance that it doesn't go right is like terrifying. You paid all that money and now your nose looks even more jacked up. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's like lopsided. Okay, I'm opening before we go. Yay.
Yeah, okay. Right now is mixing it up.
Sorry, we're mixing it up. I'm drinking.
Me too.
Okay, so James walks into the bedroom. Raquel's going through her closet. So James lets us know that he has talked to Max. They're all good. They finally made up. Max is fine with it. I bet it was that virtual reality that James gave him that they used to play way back when they were children.
We really should have got a reaction from Max. Like, Raquel handed over the present, but it's not like he really opened it and reacted to it.
Listen, Max is Lisa's least favorite child and also Bravo's least favorite child. Bravo hates him.
Honestly.
I don't know why I love Max. And because mostly he argues with James and it's funny.
Justice for Max.
So
there's your newsstand.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and Raquel's like, that's great, but James still gets really angry. So she asks if James is open to going to AA. And James is like, not really, because he's not sober. He still smokes weed because he has a job in nightlife. And this is that California sober that people do.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm torn because I'm not in it, like I'm not an addict, so I don't think I have a right. I did recently listen to a podcast Lala was on where she talked about how she hates Demi Lovato using the term California sober because like Demi Lovato chooses to smoke weed and drink because she says she's addicted to the harder stuff. And Lala's like, but that's not fair then to call that sober because Lala was just doing weed and alcohol and she was an addict. So like, if you have an addictive personality, you have an addicted personality. You can't pick. And so I think it's hard for me to comment because I'm not an addict and I'm not close with any addicts that I know of. Do I think James should be smoking weed? Maybe not. Does it prevent him from not drinking? Because I think that's his real job, maybe, or his real issue, maybe.
Yeah, it seems like when he explained that it keeps him calmer, it made sense to me. Like, I get that. I think it's a very personal choice, but I also was very intrigued that he wouldn't go to AA, which is Alcoholics Anonymous,
instead of
just
NA,
for smoking weed.
Yeah.
I just, for me, I'm also not an addict. That I wouldn't think that those cross. I feel like you could still go to AA even if you smoked weed. Because I do feel like they're kind of separate.
Yeah, I think I do too. I don't know AA, but he can say like he's sober from alcohol, right? I don't really know. Again, like I'm not. But if it prevents him from drinking, like at his job, if he's sitting there at the DJ booth and someone's like, smoke or drink, if he's going to go for that drink, I'd rather him be like, no way.
I agree. Because like, it doesn't seem like smoking is a destruction of his life at this point.
I mean, he's still angry, but we should mellow him.
That is clearly a personality
thing.
So what can we do to fix it?
Yeah. So Raquel asks if maybe he tried meditation or boxing. And he's like,
I would
down for
pay
boxing.
Money to watch James try and meditate.
I don't think he could.
I'm sure he has like ADD. Yeah.
I'm sure. But he's down. He loves Raquel. So anything Raquel's going to do, he'll do. Also, anything that's short and tight that Raquel wears, he's in it.
Chef's kiss in his
Hooray. So now we go to Tom Tom. We're in full swing. Everyone's wearing masks. It's a real night.
It is a real night.
The Toms are here. They kick Richardson right out of his seat. Poor Richardson. He deserves better. The Toms match yet again, and we get a great montage of all the times they've matched. Which is just Tom Sandoval buying 2 and giving 1 to Schwartz.
Literally.
Because we know
Schwartz doesn't have a backbone.
So Lisa wants to talk about the bar. Ken and Lisa are here to answer any questions. They're very protective over the Toms.
Yes.
They want to make sure they're okay. And so they started asking questions. The Toms do not know how long the lease is for.
This is my favorite.
They might own their own concept. Like, we don't know.
I do this sometimes in my professional life. I ask questions that I know people don't know the answer to because I know the answer to them. So it's kind of fun this is so bad. It's kind of fun to undermine people and be like, you have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like Lisa and Ken didn't know the answer either.
No, but it's like, how do you not know how long your lease is if you own a business? Like Lisa and Ken know the length of all their leases.
Yeah, you should fucking know.
You should know that.
Sandoval says he appreciates the help, but he needs his time to be on his own. The Toms have to do this. They want to prove they can do this.
Yeah, we got to be pushed out of the nest at some point. Like, just let us fly.
And Lisa just wants to know why she can't ever just get a straight answer. And this is probably why they're better as 5% owners. Yes. But whatever.
Here's what I think. If Sandoval and Schwartz weren't on this show and didn't have the notoriety to back up this bar, they would never open a successful bar, in my opinion, based on what they're showing now.
Well, I would only go to Tom Tom because A, I know Lisa, and B, I know the Toms.
Intimately.
I would never
intimately.
Yeah, but like, could you imagine walking down the street and seeing like Schwartz and Sandy's, and I'd be like, pastrami.
Yeah.
Just
pastrami.
But like, I pastrami. So then Tom Schwartz puts his foot up on the chair, and they're like, "Oh my God, do you have flip-flop?" First of all, I'm like, "Who raised you, sir?"
Yes.
Florida?
We're not okay. You? If this is your apartment, like, I get you like doing this, but we are not only in the presence of Ken and Lisa, but we are at an establishment. Like,
in
disgusting.
public, legitimately
during a time
around everyone,
where people's germs and touching things is so noticed.
Disgusting. So then they're like, why are you wearing flip-flops? And so then he takes off his flip-flop and puts his dirty foot.
Makes no sense because you can already see his toes through the flip-flop.
So then he puts his dirty ass feet on the table. And so Lisa's like, oh my God, you need a pedicure. So Schwartz is going to go over to Villa Rosa at some point, get a pedicure. And then Schwartz, with the hand he touched his foot with, touches his mouth.
Like, how are you
married? How are
you going to open a bar? Anything? How are you responsible to do other things when you act like a 6-year-old child?
He's going to go home and kiss Katie with that mouth.
Stop.
Okay, so now we're at Tom and Ariana's house. Sandoval's getting a haircut. Gets one every 2 weeks. That's more than
by Ariana. Jesse from Sir.
From Jesse, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I knew he looked familiar. You're right. I didn't. Well,
it said it gave the little I'm pretty sure he's like a busboy or something.
Oh my God, I love Jesse from Sir.
Yeah.
Success. But yeah, 2 weeks is more than Ariana washes her hair. Meredith, when was your last haircut?
Over the summer, because I was like, I don't want it to be too long when I live in Puerto Rico.
I think mine was maybe in May.
I usually go like a year.
Okay.
But yeah, guys are different. I've heard most guys go every 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh, because once it grows out, it grows out. Whereas girls, like if it grows out, you can't tell too much.
Yes.
Well, whatever. So we find out Lala texted Ariana to set up the alcohol for her girls gathering. It makes sense because Lala's sober, so she doesn't want to set up the alcohol.
Makes sense that Lala wants someone.
But never forget when Lala said that her and Ariana don't give a fuck about each other on a podcast, and then yelled at drunk Ariana, and drunk Ariana clapped.
Yes, back. Lala should have someone do this because she is legit sober. Yeah. However, picking Ariana as your person, I kind of am seeing that Lala doesn't have many people to go to.
Also, I'm kind of seeing that Lala probably, she says this later, but she loses it so often. She is just another Tuesday.
It just is water off her back. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about Sheena and Brock. Ariana thinks it's important to tell the truth, and Sandoval's like, yeah, fine, but Lala didn't tell us the truth when she started dating Randall. And we flash to Lala saying that she didn't have a married boyfriend, and Tom and Ariana confirmed that they lied to for Lala because we knew it, but this is the first time I think it's been confirmed on the show.
But here's the one thing I do want to say, because he did post a tweet about this, about Lala being a homewrecker. There is a difference between breaking up a marriage and dating a married person.
Yes, agree.
So I don't think it's been confirmed.
Sorry about my tweet.
No, I think that's good. I don't think it's a problem. I'm just saying I don't think it's ever been confirmed when she started dating him during his marriage.
Okay.
Were they already separated or not? I don't know.
You're right. I have no idea. But at least Tom and Ariana said she was dating a married man. She lied.
True.
Everyone lied
very
for
true.
her.
Very true. We got the receipts.
So Ariana says, yeah, we get that Brock may have this past, but Sheena's in a good place. Mm-hmm. She's happy. She's Ariana's best friend. So we're going to support her at this time. And if Brock fucks up, we're bringing out the pitchforks. We're going to murder him, probably, to put it very blankly. We're going to murder.
Which I agree with that. Things seem good outside of just this other knowledge being brought up.
Yeah.
Thus far, he seems like a great dad. So I don't see any truly immediate concern in their everyday life thus far.
And like James says, he was probably younger when he had these other kids. So he's probably made dumb mistakes.
It sounds like he was younger when he had these kids. I think he was
maybe younger than he is now. So let's go to our boxing workout in the park with Robbie. We got James and Raquel. Raquel gets her pink gloves.
Hell yeah.
My baby angel, Raquel, kills it. This bitch is a silent assassin. She's coming for your ass. James doesn't really like boxing. He's pretty bad at it. And actually it makes him more angry. Which
but I also
cracked me up.
like, why are we boxing in a park? I feel like he could benefit from like one of those like boxing, like title boxing club things.
Yeah, like
where
a class.
it's like you have your little thing in front of you. I don't know what to call that, but you like punch at it.
Bag.
Yeah. Yes.
The bag that you punch.
I feel so dumb. Yeah, I think he would benefit from that version.
Yeah,
of boxing
instead of like trying to match.
Instead of sitting in a park watching Raquel lightly tap this guy's. I don't know.
My sweet baby angel Raquel could
he
murder
crushed
someone.
it. She's doing it for a workout, but to get anger out, this is not the version.
No, but I mean, so they sit down after. James seems to be in good spirits, not so mad. And he's down to do anything that will help him respond differently. And Raquel's glad because her biggest fear is that James is going to say something he'll regret, such as saying something horrible to their kids if they ever have kids that might hurt their self-confidence. And Raquel's not about to crush anyone's self-confidence. She's all about supporting self-confidence of people.
Well, that makes me think, and he has done this, but I'm sure we could pull a million receipts of him saying mean things to her.
Yeah.
So like someone he does love. So why would she not think that could happen to their future kids, which just like makes me so sad. But I love her trying to
thought about this.
I love that she's trying to work with him on it. I think that's a true partnership. Is everybody has bad qualities. How can we improve each other and make sure that it's productive?
I agree. So then Raquel says she's going to go to Lisa's doctor for her nose. And she has to tell her doctor that James hit her nose.
I have to tell him the truth.
And I guess it was 2 months earlier. He was going in for a kiss and he went in hard and he hit the nose.
Oh my God.
And James is very against anyone knowing this, which I'm like, why? It seems like it was an accident. Like you forgot maybe she had a nose job and you just like went in for it.
I'm just so confused because he's stressed about her telling the truth.
He thinks someone's going to think he hit her.
I don't, but is that what he said?
No, but he's like, I think I'm scared people are going to like make it a big deal into something it's not. And I think people someone's going to be like,
he basically fucked up her nose job. Yeah.
I took it as like, someone's going to be like, did you hit her? And he's going to be like, no, my God.
Like
I went in to be loving.
I'm not saying this is like majorly James's fault, but like, how about we just set a new rule? We don't go near people who have nose jobs.
Raquel is celibate for like 4 months after her nose job.
You should have consulted Jax, who had like 4 nose jobs on the show. Like, this is the one time he's needed on this show to consult on how to get a nose job and not get it jacked up.
But then James kind of becomes weird. Like in his interview, he's like, I'm against Raquel having a nose job because I don't want her to fuck up her nose.
He's like I'm so into appearances. Like, what if, well, I think what he was saying is, I'm worried about her going through this again and if it gets worse.
Yeah, but like, would you stop loving someone if they got a fucked up
Well, then
nose?
James proceeds to say that like appearance is very important to him. That like it would be difficult to love her if she had a jacked up nose.
That's like kind of fucked up.
Yes.
Like there are those great stories about like people who've gotten into car accidents are now in wheelchairs and like their spouses stood by them because what the fuck
and
else
James
is there
won't even stand by Raquel with a jacked up nose job, which we could probably fix and have a third nose job in the future.
Jax has had millions of nose jobs. He looks fine. Yes. We're fine.
Especially if you're going to Lisa's doctor, that means it's going to be a really good doctor.
Great nose
I also
job.
keep thinking like, did this doctor, her first doctor, was it just like a cheap ass plastic surgeon?
Well, I mean, she was doing nose picks and that's weird. I never saw Dorit do a nose pick and her ass. No one's going to tell me Dorit hasn't had a nose job.
I really don't think a bump. Well, we don't have video on this kiss, but like.
I think it could.
I guess she had just taken off the bandage.
Yes, I think.
But wouldn't you go to the doctor immediately and they could like fix it?
No, that it can fuck up.
Wiggle.
No, that can fuck you up. That I stand by that. That can fuck you up bad.
Oh, damn.
You're not supposed to touch that shit. No one ever touched my nose. Okay,
I'm so scared.
We're never gonna kiss anyone again. We're gonna be like gentle.
Holds nose while they
lean in, go from under.
Hold on.
So now we're at Villa Rosa. The Bubbas are here. It's time for a pedicure.
Okay, I thought Katie was getting a pedicure too. I'm kind of pissed for her.
Katie doesn't get one. Sorry.
No.
Even though she walks in saying, "Oh my God, I haven't had a pedicure in so long."
No, and she's like, "Thanks for letting me crash." I was like, "Oh, we are all getting pedicures." And then Schwartz and Lisa sit down and I'm like, "We are not all getting pedicures." Katie's sitting off to the side like a loser.
Yeah, no. So Lisa needs Schwartz back tomorrow at Villa Rosa because Tom is going to reopen and we need some new stuff on the menu. So she's going to invite the Sir crew as her guinea pigs.
Love it.
Lisa then, so we all know Tom's home equity loan got denied.
Yikes.
It might be because he put Mactor as his occupation.
When he said that, I was like, this is why you don't get to own a business.
I literally wrote, dude better be joking.
Why wouldn't you put entrepreneur on your loan or
restaurant owner?
Yes.
Literally anything.
TV star would have done better.
You put Mactor. I don't even know. I didn't know what that was till I watched this. You think some 50-year-old?
I love that they literally gave us the definition on screen too, because it's been a while since these people have been Mactors.
Yeah, fuck you.
It's been like 6 seasons since he was a Mactor.
So Lisa offers to buy him out of Tom if he needs the money.
I think this is a very nice gesture. However, I understand why he declines.
I do too. So basically, he put in $50K. He would be getting out $100K, and she can have the money to him by tomorrow if he needs it.
Which, can you imagine being that rich that you're like, I could have it to you real quick?
Yeah, let me just run to the bank. Tom says thank you, but no thank you, because he loves Tom so much. It means everything to him.
I appreciate that.
And then the chair folds onto him, which he deserves. So,
which when he sat down, he was like, I don't want this to happen. And then it happened.
He got too intense about the home equity loan.
It literally gave us a hierarchical stance of Lisa getting a pedicure and being fabulous, Schwartz getting one and just destroying his own body, and Katie sitting there like a queen from the sideline.
She's like a jester on the sideline. She doesn't even get a nice
she's a little
chair.
bit better than like Schwartz is the jester.
So now we're at Lala and Randall's house. Ariana's here. Everything seems fine. Like Lala seems fine. Everything's kind of normal. Lala just needs the help because she hates hosting. She's bad at it. And
I appreciate this because they're kind of at the age where they're phasing out of, hey, just bring a 6-pack over.
I'm bad at hosting. I hate hosting. I think it's the worst. I never have anything
I
ready.
really do enjoy hosting. I just find it fun, but I hate fronting the bill of hosting.
Ugh, I hate it. I'll Venmo you if you host. I don't want to do it. But Ariana, like the bad bitch she is like, surprised you asked me here to help Lala. And Lala's like, why? Because I yelled at you? And
I blew up and we're over it. You're over it, right? I'm over it.
Yeah, we're moving on.
Sure.
It took all of 2 seconds. I thought we were gonna have a real discussion on it.
We don't say F you to each other anymore? Cool.
No, either the friendship is gonna bloom or it's gonna die. We don't really know. We'll see. Ariana doesn't really know either. So now this is where Lala's talking about poker night with the boys. Mm-hmm. The Rebuy Randall, Khloe Kardashian gave him the nickname.
Hell
it's one of his fucking friends or some shit. Probably not, but close enough. So now we go to this hotel for poker night because Randall only does it right.
I know it. Well, and the girls are at his house, so if he's also hosting, he's got to go elsewhere.
We have 2 hosts. So Sandoval wears this poker outfit. He looks fabulous. Again, I think he bought it in COVID and now he just needs a place to wear it.
He's just like a theater kid, just like screaming to get out.
He actually asked Bravo. He was like, can you give me a list of things we're going to do in future seasons? I'll buy outfits. Can you
tell me the plan and I will dress in theme for all
Can you guarantee Randall's going to throw a poker night? I'll have it no other way. And then this is where John Tucker, Jesse
Must Die shows.
He walks in.
I was like, he walked in and Randall's like, hey, this is my friend Jesse, and they give us the little thing, and I was like, oh my god, I know that human. I'm terrible with names of actors' real names to like what their characters are. Like, just seeing his name, I was like, who is that? But then I saw his face and I was like, oh my God.
It's John Tucker himself. Oh,
2008 Meredith is freaking the fuck out.
I freaked out. I was screaming. Do you know what happened to this man between because he was on Dancing with the Stars last season?
Shut up.
But I looked it up. Between John Tucker Must Die on this, he was on I don't know if it was a season, but he was definitely on like Desperate Housewives for a little bit. But also he had like some crazy ass drug problems. Like he was jumping. He was a fucking mess. I think he might have gotten arrested. Great.
Well,
so he's like better now.
10 years ago, Sandoval gave him a ride whenever he was dating Kristen home from a Coachella after party. So I mean they've already met.
This is the first time Tom has summoned Kristen, and Kristen just shot up and was like, he said my name. So yeah, amazing.
Probably when he was in his drugged out days is what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, he was. By the way. You gotta read about him. He's crazy. So before we get started, Randall loves to brag. So he tells everyone that the last time he played, he lost $17,000 to Sandoval and Schwartz, which seemed like a lot.
This is similar to the Lisa just being like, I can get you $100,000 tomorrow. Randall saying I lost $17,000 last time I played. No timestamp, but like what?
Well, he's friends with Mark Wahlberg, so he makes a lot of money. But
rebuy Randall just really keeps
he really
more
rebuys.
Money to the pot. Yeah.
And then you know what? Schwartz has an idea. Since James is sober and he's never played poker, why don't the rest of us take a shot to even the playing field? And everyone says no. I liked this idea as someone who has never played poker. That makes
sense to me. And we really see James has no clue what's going on later.
Oh my God, I am James. I am James.
I do know more about poker than James does.
I know nothing. I've realized. I would sit there and be like, what is happening?
The Golds have like the highest cards.
No, is it?
Oh Lord, yeah.
I don't play poker.
Also, we get a name drop of somebody else this woman at the table.
Oh
like
my God, Maria
Ho or something. A professional poker player. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
James should just give up now.
I don't think James is playing, because he at one point asks if he can see people's cards while they're playing and they say no.
I don't know when it was, but he also like everyone's like, James, just go all in. And he's like, why do you guys keep going all in? Like, I don't like
think early rounds he wasn't playing. He was like getting a sense of what to do. Like, and then he was playing and I was like, oh, you're stressing me out, dude.
Okay, so we're at Lala's really quick. Everyone's showing up. Charlie's here. Where's Charlie? She's here.
Got her own food, because
I want to know. Oh yeah,
listen, we get it. Lala isn't that sympathetic, so we're planning ahead. I appreciate Charlie now.
Better safe than starving. Why are half the girls in their pajamas, but Charlie is like in a leather jacket and looks amazing? Was this
I'm not 100% sure. I actually did not even notice that, but I enjoy Charlie being a queen and just wearing whatever the hell she wants.
So last time that Sheena was here, for some reason she brings it up. It was when she bought Adam the bar back a penguin.
It was Jax and Brittany's engagement party. It was the end of season 8. That was the finale.
Of season 8, Sheena.
Yes, but I mean, it's been that long because of the pandemic.
Adam a penguin.
Yes.
Oh my God. No, because we got the wedding. That was their engagement party. That was end of season 7.
Oh, you're right. Okay, so end of season 7. But what's funny is we do get a flashback, and I never knew that flashback of Sheena telling Kristen was at Lala and Randall's house.
I had no idea. But man, it was the funniest fucking thing. That penguin, that should end up in the Bravo clubhouse.
Yes. Okay, yeah, you're totally right. I completely forgot that Jax and Brittany got married because we hated that.
We watched it. We hated it. But you know what's even funnier is Brock when they started dating bought Sheena Koala.
This is what I do love about like couples or like new friends where you're like, oh, that's kind of awkward because I had that moment with someone else. So this just actually is weird for me.
I mean, I just love how Shannon and Brock are so similar. They buy people they like animals.
Okay. Also, I want to know when they went to Australia. I need to categorize this in my timeline because they clearly went before the pandemic.
Good luck. I can't help you.
But he went and didn't see his kids.
I can't help you.
I know. I'm just there's a lot in I really am big on timelines, and I'm
Agree.
about to build a whole one about Brock's life.
Do it. Be that meme where the guy's like going crazy with the strings everywhere and he's nutty.
Yes. I'm basically like, hey, James told me Brock had to be younger to have kids.
So he's 27 now. So he's
younger.
He could have been 5. He could have been
Who
26.
knows?
We have no idea.
We can go from any of these ranges. Let's try and narrow it down.
So we're back at poker night. Everyone's winning rounds. Tom Sandoval makes a dumbass John Tucker must die joke. It made me cringe.
What I learned in this moment is if I know someone famous, I don't want Sandoval to meet them because I'm embarrassed.
Jesse Metcalf does not like John Tucker must die.
Well, I'm sure he's like, listen, this is old. I'm kind of embarrassed about it now. Like, I'm
sorry, why? It's a classic. It is one of the best movies ever made.
I agree, but the joke wasn't even funny. The joke was not funny.
No, definitely wasn't. James is stressed. Schwartz plays online poker. Schwartz makes a funny joke that if Randall keeps losing, he's not going to need a home equity loan.
Which, I mean, makes sense to me because Randall is down $5,000 right
now. Oh my God. I was going to go out the final payoff. So Jesse wins $1,300. He comes in at top. Schwartz wins $1,150. Sandoval wins $760. And yeah, Randall is in the hall about $5K. $5K.
I mean, this seems like it's the beginning of the night. I mean, I know we don't come back to it, but I'm just saying this seems early.
$5K. You know, Lala didn't make the New York Times bestseller list. Okay, we can't be just
but like Randall missed the last boys' night because he was working.
That's
so like
he didn't
clearly he made enough money to pay for boys' night, not on Junk Food America.
He missed American Boys' Night. So now we're at Lala's house. Ariana and Charlie are taking forever finding the hot sauce. So Sheena goes inside to find them. And while Sheena's inside, Lala brings up the lunch with Lisa and the domestic violence charge. I think this is so
shitty the way this happens. I don't like people like this. Need.
And Katie also gets involved. She wants answers she probably doesn't deserve or need, but she wants them.
And Raquel's like, I'm sorry. I thought we already like put Brock on trial. Like, why are we bringing this up again?
Yeah. So, it's hot. So everyone comes back out. It's hot tub time. Raquel, sweet baby angel, perfect.
This is the friend I want in my life.
She pulls Sheena aside and says, hey, when you were gone, they brought up the Brock situation. I just wanted to let you know. Yeah. She's bringing it up. It's not fair to question your judgment, and I have your back, basically.
Yes. And Sheena's like, I'm so tired of, this being brought up, and Brock is only half this story is really being told. Like I think she understands the first time Lala brought it up and like the concern, but now she's like, I'm tired of this fake ass concern Lala is giving me. Like, why do we keep bringing this up?
I have so many thoughts for the end.
Me
of the
too,
episode.
but like, okay, ready for the Lisa's house moment.
So, they're in the hot tub. It's so hot it hurts people. Sheena doesn't want to be in a bathing suit. She says it's her doctor's orders.
I love that.
Great. I love.
You know what? You do you. This is a girls' night. So Charlie, you want to look fabulous. I love that. Sheena, you want to be in sweats. I love that.
And neither one of them want to go in the hot tub. We don't
love
shame
all of it. Yeah.
So Katie actually forgot she was going to give a gift to Sheena. She forgot it at her house. She was going to give it to Brock after American Boys Night, but he had already left. And Sheena's like, yeah, he did. And then Sheena, of course, is like, actually, you know what, Lala? Now that we're on this subject, stop bringing up this shit.
Yeah, like, why do we keep doing this routine?
Lala swears she's not coming for Sheena. And Sheena's like, then shut the fuck up and trust my judgment. I'm not gonna have a baby with someone who's a bad guy.
Yeah. Again, it's done and over with. I already had, I think the first pregnancy was an accident because let's remember she had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
But then after so much time, I think they'd been together for over 2 years by the time that they had Summer Moon.
Yeah. And they were in COVID together. Like,
yes,
you make it through COVID. You're with each other.
Now there is a baby. Like, we got to move on.
And if Lala has concerns, fine. Well, you can't. Is she like, what's her end game? Is she trying to make Sheena leave Brett? Like, I don't understand what
and
her
like
end game is.
the way you bring this up as a friend, I know we're filming a TV show, so I can appreciate Lala trying to make this TV show happen, but also this is a family.
Yeah.
And you're making a show at the expense of your so-called friend and her family. So don't say you're there for Summer Moon and this is all about Summer Moon, because you're actually going to end up hurting her. The one thing I do love about the Kardashians is that they don't do this shit. They don't with like with baby daddies and like they try not to like throw each other under the bus. And I appreciate that, because like you're ending up hurting the kid, because when she watches this back, you talking about this for 5 episodes in a row,
it's gonna hurt. It's gonna make her question things. You're hurting Brock's kids in Australia. Like, there's a lot. So Lala says it's new. This is new to her. She just thought Brock had 2 kids, and now she finds out that
because Sheena was like, "Why didn't you bring this up?"
Yeah.
Before.
So then Lala's like, "How am I the bad guy? These are Brock's issues." And Lala then calls Sheena, Summer, and Brock's other children victims, which I don't love. I don't like it actually at all.
I think his other kids are victims of this situation.
Yeah.
But I don't think Summer and Sheena are victims at this point. I think his other kids are victims of not having their dad present in their life.
Yes, agreed. But yeah, there definitely is like a...
But I think a lot of people are victims of that, even if their parents are present in their life. Like, every kid grows up with stuff. So even if he was a stand-up dad here in the US and did everything, I don't think that he should feel bad about living in the US at this point, because it sounds like his kids are okay back home.
Yes. We got even more thoughts.
Dive into even more. Yeah.
So now we're at Villa Rosa. Hip hip hooray. The Toms bring all this alcohol. They're going to create 2 cocktails with all of this shit. They could kill an army with all this alcohol.
They don't have all this shit. Sandoval has all this shit.
That's true. So everyone's here. They're going to try the cocktails. Brock shows up. Can't believe Lisa's got so
first
much.
Time at Villa Rosa. He is like, the fuck? There are swans.
Shook. Absolutely shook. So Sandoval and Schwartz make their drinks. Sandoval's is obviously more fancy. He's got smoking shit happening. Brock, when they're all outside, asks to have a word with Lisa. He really quick, though, wants to clear the air with everyone. He says he has a history. He's learned from his mistakes he's made. And he wants to move on. And
I like this. He's hitting it head on. Yeah, he's not like letting the narration happen outside of him. He's like, listen, things are being talked about. I'm ready to address it.
Yeah, but Lala's grossed out by this.
I don't get why.
Grossed out.
She hates that he's basically said that he's learned from his mistakes.
Grossed out by that. So Brock and Lisa talk. Oh, really quick. The cocktails come out. Schwartz made
So
watermelon.
Brock and Lisa walk off and go sit elsewhere, and the cocktails come out.
Yeah, really quick. Schwartz made like a watermelon margarita, and Sandoval made like a smoking whiskey
watermelon.
Oh my god!
In there.
Yeah, whole watermelon slice.
He was like, "I'm so sorry. I'll pare it down." And Lala was like, "I love it. Keep it."
Sandoval made like this smoky whiskey drink or something. It seemed complicated.
Katie trolls him and is like, I didn't see any smoke come out of there. Which I'm like, Katie, shut the fuck up. This is not the time to criticize it. You want to be a part of Schwartz and Sandy. This is not the time.
Shut up. Yeah, you want a job? Shut up. So Sheena, or Brock and Lisa talk, and Brock knows Sheena's really important. Or she takes, Sheena loves Lisa. Lisa's very important to Sheena.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. So Brock says he's not proud of what he did, but the person he is now isn't the person he was 10 years ago. So he was younger back in the day.
Yes. He was younger. Just to clarify, on James' comment from earlier.
He tried to have a conversation with Lala. Basically what happened is when he was 19 years old, him and his partner got in a fight, and he did slap her across the face.
Yes.
They then moved to France. Well, they had the first kid, the son. They moved to France, and then the daughter was born.
And the slap was before the children.
Oh, yeah. They moved to France. The baby was born. They separated after the first baby was born, then found out they were pregnant again. The pregnancy caused a fight between his partner's dad and him.
Brock. Yeah.
Yeah. And they gave him the domestic violence charge. So she took the kids from Brock. He went to court and the charge was lifted. But then he left Australia to do better in America. And when he was in America, he realized that his kids had a whole new life with a new dad. And he felt hurt by this, but also thought maybe he deserved this because of what he has done in his past. Mm-hmm. Lisa is comforting him because Brock is crying at this point. And she does feel for like Brock, but is also very worried about Sheena and doesn't love what she's hearing.
Which I get that.
Yeah. But Brock
this is the first time Lisa's hearing
what happened.
Yes, outside of the one time, like the only other thing that Lisa's heard is the tea party, because Lisa hasn't been at the other events. So I mean, this is concerning for me to hear too. Yeah, I agree.
But Brock says he really does love Sheena. She makes him a better person, and she brings out the best in him.
Yeah.
So I think this went well. We finally get the story. I obviously don't agree with Brock slapping his wife. I obviously think him leaving, I think a lot of people are trolling him because he left like Australia to go to America. And it's not like he left like a third world country to come to America.
Yeah.
But from the video Brock posted, he was trying to be in the NFL, which is only possible in America.
Yes.
So yes,
I think there's different portions of this. Like
he did put his dreams before his kids.
But I mean, if you make it, that is a big payout, and that does change your kid's life. So I understand
his mind.
Well, I understand him in his mind saying like, this could change my kid's life.
Yes. And I think, he was like 20 something at that point, like 22. Mm-hmm. Think of man, I didn't give a fuck about anyone but me at 22. So because he moved here and still had contact with his kids, because his kids and his, I don't know if wife or ex-wife at the time, I don't know what their relationship status was, but they came here. So it seems like everything was kosher with him moving here. At least. Yes. I'm sure the difference was just the wife met someone else. A father figure then came into the situation, and it was probably just easier for the wife or the partner or whoever she was.
Yes. Yeah. I think I put this in 3 buckets of like his stories, and all the stories combined is this domestic violence thing. I'm like, one, I'm really happy he like just was, it seems very completely honest about what's going on. So there's this domestic violence thing. There's him leaving Australia and coming to the US. And then it sounds like then he got cut off after the fact.
Yes.
And like the not seeing the kids or no communication for 4 years. So these different buckets are like different concerning levels for me for different reasons.
Yeah.
And very complicated all at the same time.
And for 2 of those years, we were in a full pandemic. So
yeah,
that was rough. We'll give it to you. That's rough.
But and the domestic violence thing, like hearing that explanation makes a lot more sense. I don't agree with him slapping his partner, but he clearly is showing remorse here. And that was so long ago. I can see that there's growth on his end, that from my perspective, I'm not concerned that it would happen again. Yes.
I don't think it's right that he did it. I think he does deserve some sort of consequence or punishment. But to me, there doesn't seem to be any red flags that he's going to do.
But I also don't think it's right that it was used against him in a different argument, and that like they pressed charge. It seems like his partner's dad wanted to press charges because of a different argument. And I don't like that.
Yeah, I think, again, we don't know the story. Now we're hearing like Brock's story. So there could be like, I'm sure the partner has a totally different one, which is fine.
But all I can do is go off of like
what we're seeing. Yes. Is this, if this is completely true, then I'm seeing growth. I hope it's true. I hope Sheena is not in some sort of abusive relationship. It seems great from the outside and from her blogs. So that's all I can hope for her in Summer.
And I do appreciate the emotion he shows, because like, I think that's very authentic in my mind. I do too. And I think later on it's used against him, and I don't like that.
I know. Okay, so talk's over. Lisa needs a drink. Sandoval shows her the sexy drink, and Lisa loves it because it's sexy, but also ridiculous.
Yeah, but like, how long will this take our staff to to make.
Yeah.
And let's all note, there is a context here. This is the industry I work in, that there's a massive labor shortage across the country,
Yes.
but also specifically in restaurants. So like Lisa being like, how long is this going to take somebody to do?
Is valid.
Yes.
So it's time for dinner. Whose cocktail was better? Everyone votes for the watermelon margarita. Schwartz's drink will be put on the menu.
Woo, I love this. Go Schwartz.
Sandoval asks about his drink. It's a
No.
big no.
No. Which
nope.
I think Lisa's like, if I'm having a fun party at my house, this is a drink I want to serve because I don't give a shit about how much labor it takes.
Yes.
When I'm running a business, that's the problem with Sandoval is he thinks so big, but not logistically.
Yeah, vodka soda in your business. You got 1, 2,
this cool margarita. You mean we
ingredients.
can prep half this stuff before we open? I'm in.
Down. Yes. Also, the people you're hiring probably have no restaurant experience because there is such a big shortage.
Yet you are hiring unskilled labor.
So you should do what Ariana did and
Yes.
figure out a drink that normal people like Brock can make.
You know what?
Genius.
I need to like write myself a note to look into those boxes again.
I know, me too.
Maybe that's going to be our Christmas gift to our patrons.
Okay, so Lala is really quiet. Lisa calls her out. And I wasn't happy. You know, this was production being like, Lisa, why is
I know they're
Lala
like
so
texting
quiet?
Lisa, hey, can you ask Lala why she is quiet?
Yeah, so Lisa does
But I get it. We have to make a show.
Lala said she feels awkward. She tells Lisa about that they had girls' night, and she was going to Sheena as a friend. And Sheena is basically like, oh my God, leave me alone. Our best friendship has only been maybe 3 weeks. So this isn't needed.
Well, Lala feels like this is getting like she's becoming the bad guy in this situation.
She kind of is. She kind of
Well, here's the thing. I find this complicated because I think this does often happen when you get shot as the messenger of like, when you raise a red flag, people are more mad at you. And I think I look at the situation as a whole of like the first time Lala raised concern,
fine.
Sheena listened to it. Sheena responded and told her like more details because Brock is the one who brought this up. It's not like Lala found this on the deep earth of the internet and like let Sheena in on this. Like Brock is the one who presented this information. So when Lala expressed her concern the first time, Sheena received it and gave Lala more information and told Lala, like, you can ask Brock anything. Like, they've been very open about this. There was no, like, you're the bad guy when she first expressed this. But there have been, like, at least 4 other times she has brought this up.
My thing is, I think if you're brought into the situation, you can give your opinion on it. Listen, hear me out. I've had so many friends where I hate their fucking boyfriends. I hate them so much.
I agree.
My friend in high school dated this one guy. Unknowns to us at 14, he had bipolar disorder. He was undiagnosed, but he would go through really high highs and really low lows.
Yeah.
And those freaked me out because when it was low, it was really low. So I, a lot of the time, would get brought into it. She would call me crying, telling me what he did. One time he tried to fight her dad and my mom and I had to show up with his mom. And like, it was big. So I was brought into this. So I'm openly giving my opinion because
that makes sense.
Obviously I'm a part of this. So if Sheena brought Lala into all these issues, then fine. Lala can give her opinion as many times as she wants. But Lala's never been asked her opinion.
Yes.
I don't give my opinion to my friend.
She was brought in because they're the ones who brought it to her.
Yes. And Brock shared, he said, I have kids in Australia.
Yes.
Lala was confused by it. She voiced her concern. She found out more information. She then voiced her other concern.
But like, that was 3
it.
episodes ago.
Yes. The issue is when I don't like one of my friend's boyfriends, I'm iffy about him. I give him a chance. I don't love him. I'll voice my concern if needed. But if my friend's like, I'm staying with him and I don't hear bad shit, I'm out. I'm out of the way I can't criticize this relationship.
Yes. Lala is the one bringing it up.
Yeah.
That's my problem with this.
Yes. And she's basically like, Sheena, you shouldn't be with this man. So she's kind of trying to break them up in a sense.
That's what it seems like to me. She's like, here's all the problems. And Sheena's like, well, here's more context.
Like, I don't know.
And Lala's like, no, but here's more problems.
Yeah, I have no idea what her end game is. I have no idea what she wants Sheena to do. I have no idea what she wants Brock to do. Like, what? Brock, hey, go hang out with your kids and then I'll be cool with you. Like,
so Lala, do you want Brock to ditch Sheena and go be with the other two kids?
She said, Sheena, I want you to be careful. Sheena said, great.
Okay, I hear you.
What we're doing now.
I hear you. And like, I
respect it.
I have a child with this person and I'm in a relationship with them. So like, I hear you, but like, I'm going to continue on.
Respectively, Lala, you've been in Sheena's life for maybe 6 episodes. Okay? We've watched it. You've been around for 6 episodes.
Yes.
So you weren't there for a majority of her relationship with Brock. You don't get
you just met him too.
Yeah.
So you don't have I take Ariana's opinion more highly than Lala's.
Yes. Okay. So as we continue down this path, Sandoval tries to get involved. I'm not glad about it, but I think he has a good point. I agree.
But he is interrupting her.
Yes.
While she's trying to explain why she is quiet.
Lala. Yes. He's interrupting Lala. Lisa then is like, Sandoval, let Lala finish. And Sandoval says, fuck that to Lisa.
And he says, give me a fucking second.
That's it. Give me a fucking second.
He like yells it.
Yeah. Which was not great. So he does apologize for swearing at Lisa, but that's not great.
When she tells him he has to apologize.
So then Lala gets a little heated and she says she stands by that she's a good motherfucker. And she says Sheena hurt her and is dangerous as fuck, which now Lala's trying to become the victim because she's blaming Sheena for something.
Yes. I think she said that Brock is dangerous and she won't stand for it. I don't think she was saying that. I think she was saying that
Sheena hurt her and Brock
is dangerous. Yeah.
Which I don't think is fair again. Like, obviously, this kid that I knew with bipolar disorder, he's now medicated and he's fine. He's like a lovely person. I have nothing against him. People can grow.
I think Lala gets her opinion here, but like, again, her bringing it up 27 times.
It needs to be done.
Is unnecessary. You've said your piece, honey.
So Sheena's smart and she wants to hear what Sandoval has to say. So now Sheena has allowed Sandoval the floor. So Sandoval says, he brings up when Lala started dating Randall. And before he can finish, Lala flips the fuck out because we're not going to talk about her fiance. But like, you're talking about Sheena's dude.
That's,
Sandoval was just trying to basically say, I think, like, if this happened with Randall when you were dating him, you would have freaked out. Yes. Which, like, his point is obviously, like
see Sheena's side to this. Like, when you were dating someone we were concerned about, I agree. Because I have a few things here. Is that, like, I don't think Sandoval handles many conversations well, personally.
No. But I think he's on the money.
Yes, I think he has the right intent behind it. And I think Lala has the right intent too. I do think Lala is somewhat pure in her worries. She just has to let it go.
I'm done.
I think she is concerned. I think she just needs to let it go though.
I don't think she's a reason though to be concerned anymore.
I think she does have I think she sees things differently as a mother, and I can hear that argument. However, the 7 different times you bring it up, it's not valid anymore. But Sandoval, like, I get what you're trying to say, but you're not communicating it right. And also, like, that Lala will never sit here and let someone compare Brock to Randall. And I think they are different people. They are different scenarios, but I understand what Sandoval is trying to do.
He's just trying to make a point, like, see it from someone else's perspective. Because
if we had done this to you in this situation with you and Randall, think about how you would have felt.
Also, I think he's trying to show, like, there is no end game. Like, what is this concern for anymore? Like, Sheena's aware of it. Everyone knows. Like, let's end it. So Brock tries to get involved, but somehow Sandoval ends up, try and get involved. There was a lot of yelling. I was really focused on Ariana finishing her line.
And even Katie I think Katie gets triggered when Sandoval yells at anyone, which I get, or when Sandoval yells at girls.
Are you punking us right now? Or are you just a punk?
Katie,
Boo.
Not a great comment, but like I die for you. Like I think you're hilarious in this moment.
Are you punking
I
us?
don't think she's trying to be funny, but I find that moment funny.
Like are you punking us right now?
But do you see how like you see that Katie is in this opposite of Sandoval a lot of times and is yelling? So I think she gets very involved when Sandoval starts yelling at other women.
Which is fine, but like also I don't think Sandoval went in with the intention to yell at Lala. I think Lala
I don't think he
raised her
normally
voice,
does, but I think he often gets there.
I think other people yell, and instead of being calm, which I guess he doesn't have to because everyone else is already yelling, he yells back. Which
he yelled first though, because Lala was explaining why she was being quiet, and he's the one who said, "Can I just fucking like give me a fucking?"
He did.
He takes it, and like same with the Katie situation. He is the one who typically starts yelling because he's not being heard. However, he thinks his opinion is something he can talk over other people with. He I think values himself so highly, which I get it. I do this. I am the exact same way. So like, I understand this. And my family is, if you're yelling louder, you win. So like, I get wanting to talk over people and yell at people. However, this is not a good look.
Listen, I get it. But in this situation, I think Lala is, I think she's just,
I think Lala's intent is wrong in the digging into the like Diggy and Brock. However, I think Sandoval's message is so like his delivery is so wrong.
Yeah, but I somehow, I guess as a viewer, I'm able to look at the message behind it more.
Yeah.
In this situation,
when you're not physically involved.
I think Lala's just being rude at this point, and I think she just can't let it go. Yeah. And I think Sandoval has nothing but good intentions, and for that reason, like it just, I gotta support my dude. I don't think he's doing it right, but I think he has the good heart. Lala may be doing it right, but she's like the bad one in this. It's like good and not good and evil, because Lala's obviously not evil.
Sandoval is responding to an event, so it's like he's not starting the problems. However, his reaction is a problem. Yes. So Lala says, you know what? She doesn't care. Her and Sheena just don't mesh well as friends. She's over it. And then she gets up to leave, which dramatic in my opinion, but fine. This is so Lala though.
Lala is crying. Lisa goes after her.
Someone. Lala's the aggressor, but when somebody becomes aggressive with her,
she's the victim.
Yes.
Sandoval's mad because Lala keeps bringing this up. Lala then cries to Lisa that all these people hold her to a torch. I honestly wrote LMFAO, get out.
I literally was like what torch? Like nobody held you to a torch.
Literally, Sandoval tried and you interrupted him, so you didn't get any torch.
But he didn't, like, he was playing devil's advocate. His intent behind it was to play devil's advocate. That wasn't holding you to a torch. That was holding your argument to a torch, not you. They didn't say you're a shitty mother or like fuck you and Randall. They were like, what if we had done this to you and Randall? And she was like, how dare you say Randall's name?
Stop talking about my man.
I'm going to talk about somebody else's man for hours and hours and hours, but don't you dare talk about mine.
Yeah, so that's how it ends. I know there were a lot of tweets. Honestly, most of Twitter is very against Lala and Katie at the time.
I don't like them coming for Katie because I understand her wanting to like stop. I think her intent behind it is to stop Sandoval yelling at someone else because Katie gets that a lot.
Your girl is a famous Katie flipper. Sometimes I love her. Sometimes I hate her. I can never just like her. What they're basically saying is Katie's just Lala's like lackey. Like if Lala thinks it's
I get that.
Now Katie thinks, because that's how she was with Stassi.
I understand that, but this is the only instance that we've seen this thus far.
Thus far, yeah. But I think she
did that with Stassi. I agree. But when we look at the very specific situation of it, I can see her doing this because
of
Sandoval's yelling triggers her.
How come we can look at Sheena's patterns and make assumptions, but we can't look at Katie's patterns and make assumptions?
That's a good point. I'm just saying this isn't a pattern yet with Lala. It's a one instance. So if we see it again,
Brock's
I'm on
one
board.
Instance.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a pattern.
Yeah. Okay. So
we can't call it a pattern if it's been one time.
Basically, people are really coming for Katie.
It was a pattern with I agree with the Katie thing with Stassi. It's a pattern with Stassi, but you can't say it's a pattern with Lala yet.
Katie tries to pick the baddest bitch around and
I agree.
hook her wagon to them. But honestly, I gotta say, as someone who considers herself kind of a bad bitch, there is nothing less bad bitchish than when you're in an argument and you leave. You leave crying as the victim. That is, bad bitches are never the victim.
That is the last thing you do.
Yeah.
When you have nothing else.
Nothing else.
That is trust me, I use this card a lot because I have no other leg to stand on. This is like, I feel like a conditioned thing that like siblings do to each other. You're like, I have nothing else. I'm going to start sobbing. So then mom and dad are on my side.
Lala is,
and Lisa is mom in this group.
You can tell Lala's officially, this might be her recognizing maybe I'm wrong and I don't want to admit I'm wrong.
1,000%. She has no leg to stand on, so she needs to leave. And the only way to leave dignified in a way and like is to cry. I'm telling you, this is my page. My rule book is ripped out right now. Like, come on.
Wanna know who's the bad bitch? It's Sheena, who sat there calmly.
No, it's Charlie. It's Charlie. Charlie is the bad bitch.
Charlie's not here.
Takes it on head on.
In this situation, it's Sheena who was like, tell me.
No, because Sheena did not speak up.
She didn't cry though. She sat there,
true.
She took it. She said, how about Tom Sandoval does my bidding?
Is Brock in my mind. He confronted it head on the minute they were all in the same room. And said, you know I know there's comments.
Bad bitch Brock.
Bad bitch Brock.
Okay. So next time the Toms get hammered. I didn't know what that was, but they just get hammered.
I'm pretty sure that they were drinking their like whiskey or their whatever or bourbon or whatever it's called. It looked like the bottle that they just came out with 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely hammered. Lala tells Ariana that Tom Sandoval is unacceptable. I can't wait to roast Lala on this. I'm telling you already, I'm fucking coming for her. Sandoval tells Lala that she has a double standard, and that was basically it. I can't wait. That's going to be because people really hate Sandoval and they really hate Lala right now. So I can't wait to see who comes on top.
A lot of people are like, with Jax out of the picture, Sandoval's bad qualities are really shining. And I agree.
Actually, he's just the number one guy in the group.
I guess when you're the number one guy, you're the douchiest person around.
You're the target.
No.
You're just the target. I don't know why. I agree. I think Sandoval's a little much, but I'm rooting for him still.
No, I agree with his position.
Yes.
I think he goes about it so horribly. I can't be on his side.
I have to be on his side.
Okay, well, let's get into accept and block because let's do blocked first because I think I know who you're going to block. So then that helps me because I had two people knowing that you would block one of them.
I'm blocking Lala. Goodbye. Yes. She was fucking so stupid and rude. Like, there's no need. You gave your opinion. Now shut the fuck up.
Move on.
You're a bad friend. You're a bad friend.
I agree.
You're being a bad friend. Here you can
well, because you're blocking Lala, I'm blocking Sandoval because 2 weeks in a row, he's like screaming at people and like talking over them. I can't do it.
Do it.
Go
after him.
No, I can go after him. I can't do him yelling at people because I think Sandoval also plays the victim. When Sandoval doesn't have a dog in this fight, so like him having to interject is so Sandoval.
You know what? He's a good friend because he's got Sheena's back.
I'm just saying the same reasons that Lala shouldn't bring this up because like it's irrelevant are the same reasons Sandoval doesn't need to get involved. Like, we don't need you, sir.
I think I'm team Sandy. After talking about this, I think I'm on team Sandy.
I am team Sheena and Brock.
I'm team Sandoval. Rip him to shreds.
Not his, but you agree his delivery is terrible.
His delivery is wrong, okay. But
I need you to like admit that 7 times in a row.
I love it.
It's horrible. That's why he's the bad guy of this season. Is like he is really not showing himself well.
I will be going.
I think he really needs to take some communication classes.
Guess who's going to the deli to get a pastrami? It's me. It's me. I'm showing up at Schwartz and Sandy.
I'd rather lick Schwartz's toes than be like watch Sandoval do that again.
Team Sandy, man.
Okay. Who are you accepting?
I don't know. You go first.
This is probably controversial because there is some shady shit he's doing. However, I'm accepting Brock. I really appreciate his openness. I feel like every time it's been brought up, he is giving us information and it takes time to get the full story. I do not approve of him slapping or his partner or leaving his kids. However, I do approve that people can change and grow from experiences. And I, at this point, feel as though he has done that. We only have half of the story, but I'm really proud of how he handled himself in this whole situation.
I love that. I would also accept Brock, but I'm gonna go in a different direction. And for a second I was like, is this allowed? But then I was like, it's our podcast, I can do whatever I want.
Oh no. Who?
Jesse Metcalf.
Oh, stop it. I hate you so much.
He won in poker and he's John Tiger.
Oh, Jesse Metcalf. I thought you meant Jesse who cut Sandoval's hair.
That's why I was like, Jesse
no.
Jesse Metcalf.
No. Jesse who cut the hair does not deserve it. I thought that's what you were saying because there's no one else to pick.
No, I want Jesse Metcalf. He won in poker.
You know what? Bless his soul for approving to show up on this show. You know what? That's why he deserves it.
Was like, hey Jesse, you're gonna have to be on
Randall. It's Randall for sure. He is so into knowing, like, people knowing that he knows famous people.
Name drop. Yes. That's why. In case you don't
what's
know,
better than a name drop? A famous person showing up on your dumbass reality TV show you have to be a part of.
For people who don't know, the reason I always drop Mark Wahlberg is because Randall has dropped Mark Wahlberg's name, and I think it is so funny.
The way you say it is exactly how he does his Instagrams. He's like, my friend at Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
I hanging out on studio from 7 years ago.
This is me and my friend Mark Wahlberg. We're actually besties.
Close the yearbook, dude.
He used to be friends with 50 Cent, but they got in a big Twitter fight.
Hashtag Fofty now.
50 Cent. Okay, I guess it's time for my polls. I did a lot of Halloween polls. I'm not going to go through them.
Yeah, we're not doing those. No. Also, I did not watch Vanderpump Rules, and I'm really sad because I think Brock and Sheena were on there. So, like, just everybody watch it themselves.
Watch What Happens Live, you mean?
Oh, shit. What did I say?
Vanderpump Rules. I was like, you did because we just talked about it.
I did watch Vanderpump Rules. I did not watch What Happens Live. There is a podcast version also for everybody. You can just listen to the audio, which is cool.
Cool. Okay, so I made one. The tweet was, raise your hand if you think Sandoval is feeling himself a little too much this season. And 100% of people voted yes, including me. Okay, everyone, I may be going to the deli, but I think he's a little much.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page here. How many people voted in that?
7.
Okay.
So then I said
if it was just tweet, 2, that means
it's just us. No, there were 7 people that all agreed. But then there was a tweet that said, y'all can think Tom Sandoval sucks, but he's pretty much been right this entire season. From Katie's involvement in the bar to Lala and her relationship double standard. And I said, is Sandoval right though?
This is difficult because there's 2 different issues coupled in here.
5 people said yes and 2 people said no. And I'm one of the yeses and you're one of the no's.
I'm one of the no's because of the Katie thing.
You know what? They would just butt heads though, and it's his restaurant.
I agree, but it's Schwartz's too. You don't get to make a sweeping call. You're not 100% owner.
He can't even afford his home equity.
I agree with that. However, you're not even a majority owner of this place because Greg is involved. Your mom and your stepdad are involved. Schwartz is involved. You think Sandoval's mom and stepdad would be like, sweet Katie here that they've met a few times can't be involved at all?
Yeah, I think if Tom was like, fuck Katie, they'd be like, cool.
I think they'd be like, I think you're going a little too far.
My Sandy, I'm going to the deli. I'm getting a pastrami. I'm fully
I'm going to go get a pastrami, but I want to fucking order it from Katie.
Nope. See, this is fun though, because this is the first time we disagree, I think, in a long time on this show.
But so, like I will keep saying, we agree that his delivery is horrible.
His delivery is wrong.
We don't stand for that.
I don't mind. I think I don't mind as much because of who it's targeted to. I'm okay with it. If he was arguing with Charlie, I'd be like, back the fuck up. He's number 1 guy in the group.
Is it just Lala that you're like you don't agree with it with Katie though?
I don't really care about Katie because I think Katie, listen, I care about Katie. That's how
Katie can stand up for herself and like
Katie A can stand up for herself. B, I think Schwartz puts her in a bad position. So my real issue is just like I want someone to yell at Schwartz. And then with Katie, her ass gets involved with shit that doesn't need getting involved with all
Katie
the damn
and
time.
Sandoval are the same fucking people.
Yeah, but like I know, but Sandoval
doesn't need to be involved here.
I know, but he goes in with good intentions, and Katie's just like, Sandoval's yelling. No, I gotta yell at him. And
yep, that's a good point.
Just stupid. All of it's stupid.
Can we agree that we're done with? Are you over this storyline? Because I'm done with it.
The Brock thing?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I don't care. At this point, I don't care if he like murdered a whole village. Like,
I mean, I want to hear about it at the reunion because I want Brock to like sit down and literally tell the whole truth, nothing.
Yeah, and I want Andy to be there to protect him.
I need it to be like Andy's court and like to sit there and like get a real story, like the full story of this. But that's as much as I want from this again. I'm tired of Lala bringing this up.
Everyone else has to shut up when he does it. Like no one else mentions anything.
I don't want this a discussion at a dinner table or a lunch table the rest of the season.
Lala's not the victim. We're over it. I wish Andy would do like at reunions, like a poll of the most loved person and the most hated person and like let them know. You just be like, by the way, you were the most hated
I want us to rank people in a society.
From best to worst.
Yes. When I was in college, my senior house, we would rank our roommates.
Oh God.
It told you where you stood.
Oh God, I would be ranked.
I mean, it was a joke in a way. And we finally just started doing top roommate and bottom roommate, but like there were 7 of us.
Yeah, no, I would have been.
So there was a wide spread, but like you would top roommate and bottom roommate people. Like Sunday mornings after you went out, you'd be like top roommate at a great time.
That's rude,
bottom roommate,
because you're like friends and living with them. This would just be like the public's perception of you.
Yes,
and actually,
but I think it's hilarious.
I thought about this because I want them to do it on Beverly Hills because I think Erica, Rinna, and Dorito think that they're like top dogs still.
Yes.
And I want someone to be like, we even like Kyle better than you. And listen, Kyle's been called a ragamuffin so many times on Twitter. I can't not call her a ragamuffin.
I wanted them to know at the reunion, but since the reunion has happened, that LA Times piece on on Garcelle, Sutton, and
Crystal.
You
forgot about her.
Why can I not remember? I was like, I don't know why, but for a minute I thought it was Kathy who did it. The 3 of them did that article and the world went wild. So I think they know inadvertently.
I don't. I think they're so narcissistic. They have like no fucking clue. But I want Andy to sit here and be like, so it looks like Sutton was the favorite housewife, followed by Garcelle and Crystal, and then
no. Garcelle would be first.
It doesn't matter, but whatever. So then Kathy Hilton,
actually Kathy would be first because she's just beloved.
Oh my God, Kathy's the greatest thing. But then he'd end and be like, and Erica or Rinna or whoever it is, and it'd be like a slap in the face. I want Andy to do that for Vanderpump Rules and be like, was it Sandoval or Lala that was more
even
hated?
If it was just on Watch What Happens Live, I would take that.
10 out of 10. I love.
All right. Well,
okay.
That's all we got.
Thank you so much.
Bye.